Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed reading Good for Thurgood. So by now you should have read the entire book already. And you also should have made your inference yesterday on your book about whether Thurgood Marshall went to a segregated elementary school. Okay, this week we are talking about what it means to make an inference. So we're going to look at that just to see if you guys got it correct. So before we look at that question, let's look at what it means to make an inference, okay? Remember, in inference, you need to have your schema. You need to use that background knowledge, things that you already know, okay? And the very most important part is the text clues. You need to have text clues from the book, okay? You can't just say, oh, well, just because I thought that. No, you have to have your inference has to be supported with text clues and your schema, but mainly your text clues, okay? So I kind of already answered the first one. So it said, did Thurgood Marshall go to a segregated school in elementary? Well, as of now, my inference is no. Yes, he did go to a segregated school. He went to a school that was separated from whites and blacks. And this is what the evidence I pulled from the book. I have two pieces of evidence. Now, although the author tells us the schools he went to for college and for law school, they never told us what type of elementary school he went to. Okay, so I put here, black children in the South were not allowed to go to school with white children. And I found that on page 5. Okay, so if I go back to page 5, I literally pulled out the word, I typed out the words right here. Black children in the South were not allowed to go. So that's one of the text evidence. And then I also typed out page 7, where it talks about, it talks about him going to law school. Because of his race, the school would not let him in. Okay, so I thought, okay, he was already older, and the schools were still not letting people of color in their schools. So automatically I'm thinking, in elementary school, then he must have been in a segregated, right? So if I go back to my prior knowledge is that the black people couldn't go to the same school as white people did. Now, I know that because of what I've read in the past, or books I've read in the past, Martin Luther King, and different novels like that, and also from this book I learned that, okay? So then my inference is that Thurgood Marshall went to a segregated, let me make sure I'm spelling segregated, elementary school. Okay, so again, did you see how the author didn't tell us that? It didn't say Thurgood Marshall went to a segregated elementary school. It gave us information about it, but it didn't necessarily tell us. Okay, so for assignment today, since you're already done reading, all you have to do today is answer 3 different types of questions on a Google form. Okay, so again, please make sure you've done your word work for this week, your inferencing, and then now it's going to be your Google form. Okay, so there's what your Google form looks like. It says level N, good for Thurgood, inferring. Okay, you need to make sure that you have your first and last name. Select your teacher's name. Then you're going to answer these types of questions, and I'm going to read them to you. Okay, it says in order to make an inference, you need to guess and use the text evidence, use your schema and text evidence, think about the best answer, make an educated guess. So you're going to click the best answer you think is the answer. Then you're going to go here. Which of the following helps readers conclude that Thurgood Marshall was a good lawyer? Now here's an inferencing question, okay? Why does it has the word conclude? Okay? So when you see the word conclude, it's pretty much tell. I want you to replace conclude with tell. Which of the following helps readers tell that Thurgood Marshall was a good lawyer? Okay, so which one of these helps us understand that he was a good lawyer? Thurgood Marshall went to law school. Thurgood Marshall took on a case about neighborhoods. Thurgood Marshall liked to argue. Thurgood Marshall won most of his cases. So which one of these, although most of these are true facts about Thurgood Marshall, but which one makes him a good lawyer? Now again, you have to think. Use your background knowledge. Okay, well, what makes a good lawyer? And you really have to think about what makes something good. right? Really think about that. Use your background knowledge. Use your prior knowledge, okay, to help you with that one. And then one of these is going to be your text evidence, okay? And the last one. It says, what conclusion can be made about Marshall winning his case against separates schools? I guess I put separated, sorry. So which conclusion can be made about Marshall winning his case against separated schools? Again, there's that word conclusion. Okay, what can you tell at the end of that? So this is, the Supreme Court decided that separate schools were fair. The decision helped Marshall argue to be on the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court believed that segregated schools were unfair. The change in laws helped segregate neighborhoods. Okay, so you're going to choose your best answer there. Okay, once you're done, then you're going to submit it to your teacher. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Bye!